So it's 10.4, despite eating very poorly yesterday. You know, I attribute that probably to my medication and the increase in exercise, but who knows? It fluctuates. So 10.4 is my fasting reading today. It is 3 p.m. I did not eat yet, and that's because I ate too much last night. So this is the reading. Well, hello guys. So I have a kind of sit down and talk update video for you. Tomorrow is weigh-in day, and I expect it not to be as good. I don't expect to have a loss, maybe a slight gain. I don't know. Maybe not from actual fat, but I think if anything else from retaining water, because I eat so much sodium. I have eaten so much sodium, particularly yesterday. Yesterday, the day before, so for about 3 days now, I've been slipping. You know, I'm in that stage right now where, you know, I start off going strong, and then I start slipping. Things get a little tough. You kind of just get sick of it. And it's so easy to fall back into old habits and to just give into urges to overeat. And the B word, we're going to call it the B word, which is like code for binge eating. So yeah, I did have some B word occurrences. So yesterday was particularly bad. Last night I stayed up pretty late and I had a lot of snacks, and you know, my husband was like, when we were doing groceries, he's like, you know, I was like, oh, I want the snacks, and he's like, if I get the snacks, you're sure that you're not going to have a problem with the B word with them? And I thought, I can control myself, you know. I can't really, so so I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. Maybe I don't want to chuck them. Maybe give them away to one of Salah's friends or something like that. He has other healthier snacks he doesn't mind eating to help me out. And yeah, so I'm back on track today. However, I'm going to acknowledge what happened. I'm not going to, you know, let it drag on for too long or make a huge deal, feel super guilty, because then I will just keep spiraling out of control, and the control will be harder and harder to rein back in. So, so right now I'm making a dinner for myself and Salah. I'm making a chicken. I'll show you what I have today to eat. So I'm making a roasted chicken in the oven, and just some spices, a bit of olive oil, that kind of thing. Making some rice for him, but I'm making a sweet potato for myself, and I don't know what else I'll add on there. Maybe a salad, or who knows. But sweet potato, maybe some cheese with that, and that will be my dinner. And I don't know what else. Maybe I'll have a tuna sandwich later if I'm really hungry. Maybe some dates. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just trying to get back on track. I'm paying particular attention to how poorly I feel from the B word yesterday. I had nightmares. I had really bad dreams. I can't really remember what they are. I just remember oh yeah, it was like super weird. Every time I dream, I'm always dreaming that I'm like I'm staying at my mom's house, and I can't ever find my car, and I have to call her, like, you know, and bug her to come pick me up. And when I called her this time, you know, my stepdad answered, and I could hear in the background freaking out. They found, like, I don't know, they had this huge oven that they don't even have, and they found like the body of this woman in there, and she was surrounded by all these teeth. It was so weird, like really long teeth. Anyway, I had a really weird bad dreams. But yeah, in my dreams, I'm never an adult and I'm ever hardly living on my own. And there's a few times where I live in this apartment, and there's an apartment. It comes with this like little apartment next door because there was a woman who passed away in there, and it's like locked up. Like you shouldn't go in there. You know, the landlord's like insistent I shouldn't go in there. And when I do, because duh, it's a dream. Even though I'm like in my dream, I'm telling myself I don't want to go in there. It's cool. I'm not curious. I end up going in, and it's like super haunted, and it's creepy as heck. And it's like a malevolent ghost. So I'm like afraid for my safety, and I just have all these nightmares, especially I find if I'm eating late at night. I remember one author, I don't know who I was reading. Was it Joe Lansdale? One of the horror authors I was reading in university attributes, before the stories start, to him eating a lot of late night popcorn with butter or something like that, buttered popcorn. And that's where he would get his ideas from. Like, I'm telling you, eating junk late at night can give you nightmares. I'm not joking. So I had nightmares. I was so thirsty. I felt really gross and dizzy. And like, if I wasn't taking my medication, religiously, for lack of a better term, I don't know, my blood sugars would probably be an emergency at this point, because like I wasn't feeling good already. And so the medications I know definitely helping, especially when I eat things not good for me. So what else? I had TMI, but the worst, going to the washroom. Nausea. I thought I was gonna be sick many times. And just poor sleeping. Headache, a really bad headache from the sodium, I'm sure. So it's not worth it. Like, I'm paying attention to how I'm feeling after, and it's just not worth it. It's not worth feeling like absolute crap. And it's not worth it for me. No. And sometimes it doesn't change the urges, but I'm gonna remember how I felt. I'm gonna really try hard and undoing all the progress that was so hard to do in the first place. It's I know it doesn't look like much to you guys who are like normal, for lack of a better term again, but keeping yourself in check when you have an addiction of any kind is a minute by minute fight, especially at first. And I feel like I have to start all over again. No, I'm not going to say start all over. I'm going to keep going. And, like, setbacks happen. I would say I started slipping probably with the Taco Bell. That was probably the first real slip. And then, I was like, pot pie. I'm craving pot pie. All of these things that I was like pushing away in my brain were like, ooh, so since you had Taco Bell, can I come in too? So, yeah, in theory, having a small piece of pot pie with some salad or vegetables wouldn't be that bad. But again, that's, I think, one food I just can't control myself over. I see this huge tray, and I'm like, I know that I could technically, I'm an adult. I could do what I want. I could eat the whole thing. I could eat the whole thing. I would feel sick, but I could do it. I have done it before. So, no, it's just not something I can really control myself with. So I'm not going to make that for a long while, maybe ever. That made me feel really sick. Like, I don't know why I do that. I mean, it's just, really, it's just disordered way of thinking. I really can't explain it. But, I can't explain it effectively for people to understand. And I know a lot of people just won't understand, and that's okay, So, yeah, I'm going to be back on track. My blood sugar reading, you saw at the beginning, was 10 point something, which is not bad. Like I said, my sugars before consistently being back on my medication were like 23 in the 20s. It was bad. Never below 15 usually. So I just got to stay on it and stay consistent with that and get back to walking. Probably tomorrow. I'm not feeling the greatest today, you know, and I have a lot to do that I've just been kind of putting off. So I'd rather finish everything and feel better and then go out and feel less guilty about going out. But going out and walking is an obligation. I'm going to add it as a main obligation. You know, prayer, exercise, eating healthy, things like that. So I've been watching a lot of people who were fasting for religious reasons. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, fasted every Monday and Thursday. And I wish I could do it because I do believe in autophagy, which is where you, or, you know, I have a lot of fat reserves on my body. I could literally live without food for a long time. Just water, maybe a bit of Himalayan salt. I see, you know, health gurus, gym sharks. A lot of people actually do fast. It's good for the body. I believe that. But I wish I could do it, but it's too dangerous for somebody with the B word problem, you know? So I want to add, because you're probably wondering, what about Ramadan? Yes, I do fast during Ramadan. It's not that difficult because you can eat within a certain window. Like you can eat when the sun goes down. And I usually, unless I try to eat breakfast, I usually don't eat till later in the day anyway. So it's not that bad actually. But not eating at all is the more difficult part. I have to accept that and take it step by step, not all or nothing, disordered thinking, and just like literally just do what I was doing. It was working. I was losing. I wasn't losing very fast, but it was a healthy way. I was eating healthy food and I was eating enough that, you know, those binge urges were being kept away. And I don't know what made me. It's never about real hunger. It's never about hunger. Biological hunger, it's never about that with the B word. It's psychological. It's a psychological disorder. It's about missing the comfort it gives you, you know? It's about missing that feeling you get from it, the momentary gratification. It's about going out and just thinking like, oh, like it makes everything enjoyable. So it's like I've been getting accustomed to going out and going, you know, to the farm. I didn't order any fast food. I had a small ice cream, but like, or a gelato, but I shared that. But I didn't order fast food. You know, I brought my lunch. So it's like normally when I go out, I feel like I would be missing something if I can't think of all the food I can get. I associate everywhere I go with food, and getting accustomed to that, switching your brain, it's not as simple as just a switch. It's not a switch. It's a gradual process, and it's very difficult sometimes if you're using food as anything other than to satiate your hunger and to sustain life. And I have to learn those things, you know. Anyway, so yeah, that's about it. I will show you guys what I'm going to eat whenever it's ready. So I will just say bye now and just end my video with clips of what I eat. So I really truly appreciate your guys' support, especially in my live streams. If those of you who are new don't know, I do some live streams here and there, and I like just sitting and chit-chatting. I've always liked that. I've always liked doing that even with friends in real life, just going to a cafe or just talking. I used to talk on the phone for hours when telephones were a thing, like home phones. So all right, so thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you. Bye. So this is the meal for Salah. Some rice, chicken legs, dakus, which is homemade tomato garlic sauce for the rice, and olives. All right, and here's my dinner. We have some chicken breast cut up with my Dacous tomato sauce, some cheese, some olives, and sweet potato with nothing on it. That's how I like it, a little bit of sea salt. And I'm having water, and Salah's having a laban. Bismillah.